like to keep busy.
I like to do things.
Anything.
Anything to stave off these visits.
But right now,
I don't know if I can muster the will.
So, I sit here, or there, it doesn't matter really. I recognize, perhaps that all the time that I've spent avoiding these visits, I've only been retreating from the inevitable.
My back up against a wall.
Waiting to see this figure.
This thing for what it is.
this thing for what it is.
Maybe here already. May have been here for months.
It may have been stealing our time away. With every take of the clock.
May have been built up, so we can't escape it.
It may have been sent down from a satellite into our living rooms.
It might be me. I'm so afraid that it is.
It may have always been growing inside of me.
It may have been fed, and I may have been feeding it.
Why does everyone have to be so mad? Ugh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. I should delete it. I really should. Yeah, we'll delete it. I know what it looks like. I've got it all together. I was just taught to take care of myself. And I know there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just... I feel so guilty sometimes. No, not guilty. Scared, ashamed. It's been years since my parents started watching that channel. The same parents that always took care of me, loved me, taught me to love myself. You know, good parents, I think, in the grand scheme of things, but now all I hear is anger. So much anger, and I'm so afraid I'm going to end up like them. You know, I used to want to be like them. Who wouldn't? Big family, good jobs, regular vacations. It was nice. Yeah, and they were so happy for me when I was doing well in high school. You'll be off to college before you know it, my mom would say. Now, she's afraid of what they're teaching me in college. Like, they think I'm being manipulated. Like, I can't absorb information and make my own decisions. It's crazy. I'm not the one worshiping anchors on a news show and grumbling under my breath every day. And I've never said this before to them or anyone else. It's terrifying. It's like I can see them getting thinner in terms of their personality. They act like they're zombies or something, being trained by some nasty, heartless drill sergeant, badgering them until they can't think for themselves. I really am afraid of that. Not thinking, just reacting. That steady stream of words being fed through the airwaves like a virus. Like, what's that thing with songs? An earworm. Like an earworm of division, of anger, and they can't hear anything else anymore. I don't want to start thinking like that. I don't even like talking about almost anything anymore. With anyone.
It's all out there. And it's built up like a fortress. So I've got to do something. I've got to get up. But I don't know how much I have left when each and every day I'm fighting it at work, at the store, even at home, whenever I turn on the goddamn TV. I learned something today. I learned about how shark migration has changed permanently in the Atlantic because they would follow slave ships and wait for bodies thrown overboard, like chum in the water, being fed by ancestors like industry. Don't want to hear about that? Well, trust me, I don't want it swimming in my mind like dead-eyed killerfish feeding on my thoughts, but here we are. Will I think about it at work today? Probably. Will a customer or coworker comment on my hair again? They always seem to. I should just cut it all off soon. Fuck. See? Feeding on my thoughts. I was reading about Monet the other day. He said, "Every day I discover more and more beautiful things. It's enough to drive one mad. I have such a desire to do everything. My head is bursting with it." I hate that quote. Every day? Really? Like, what does he do? See a butterfly and be like, fuck? Or, oh snap, a lily? That shit pisses me off. It's so beautiful. Must be nice. I wonder if an impressionist could capture and reflect the blood of those being shot in the back. Evanescent cars in the foreground. People staring at the carnage, some silently cheering behind, and all of us on this American flag soaked with centuries of red. Could the brushstrokes capture beauty in that? Maybe I don't hate the quote so much as I hate not having the luxury of being Monet. I don't know. I've just been so cynical of everybody all the time, even when they seem nice. So much of it is, what's it called? Performative allyship by teachers, institutions, everybody. I just call it bullshit. And when I call them out on it, then their tune changes real quick. Then they get mad. Hit dogs will holler. I don't have time for this. I've got to pick up my aunt. She's been in the hospital for almost a month, but she's a tough lady. The toughest. I just hope the doctor doesn't talk down on me again. Bet he doesn't know I'm gonna take his job someday. Asshole.
I know what you're thinking. I do. And I get it. I love guns and knives and and swords. I loved all that shit since I was a kid. My dad, my uncle, we went hunting a bunch. You should see my uncle's knife collection. Antiques and shit. I just think they're awesome. I mean, look at this combat knife. Survival gear. You know? But, like, I'm not gonna shoot anybody. It's not like I carry this shit around with me or nothing. And I'm not trying to get shot up at school. I've been at a school just 45 minutes away. Crazy. It's like, I just don't think about it. Can't. Nobody ever does anything anyway. And more cops? That's definitely not gonna help. So you just hope that nobody that you know snaps. Except I've had to hope a lot more than usual lately. Look, I know this guy. I was friends with this guy. We both hunted. We both like the same shit. Same music, same websites, same shit. He was, he had things rougher, though. I mean, his dad's kind of an asshole. Gets drunk, smacks him around a bit. Maybe more than a bit. Point is, he's messed up now. We used to hate the same stuff. We'd hang out and mostly just hate stuff together. Pissed off teenagers. We weren't the only ones. Shitty teachers that wanted us to fail. No girls. No nothing. So we shoot some guns out in the hills. And blow some shit up. It was fun. The last couple years, though, I don't know. I've just started to get less angry. I mean, I'm still pissed. Like, fuck teachers and cops and shit, obviously. And I hate my job. So fuck my job and my boss, too. But I guess it's not all bad, you know. I've got a girlfriend now. She's kind of mean, which is cool. Oh, I also started a graphic novel. Could be pretty nice or whatever. I think I might even try to get an apartment. So I don't have to hear my grandma bitch about my tattoos anymore, since she won't just fucking die already. What? You think that's mean? Whatever. Look, I don't say this shit to people, alright? Me and my gram, we're straight. I'm telling you. I just need a bitch. Got it? It's just something that I need. Like, when I was younger, I really thought about offing myself. I really did. A lot. Too many assholes. And couldn't get fucked up enough to forget them. And finding someone that felt the same, it saved me more than a couple of times. But just when I started hating myself a bit less, I think he just fell deeper in. Like we were at the edge of a cliff screaming, but he just stepped off. He started talking about things he was going to do if things didn't change. Everyone always talks about disturbed kids. But like, he was acting like he was out to punish the society itself. It was a personal vendetta, but not against a person. It was like he had a vendetta against our school, our city, our country, for letting it get so bad. And I get it, I do, but I don't know. Something changed in him. It became a mission. Like he wanted to shift the balance, and I was freaked out. He said, I'm going to kill every single one of those motherfuckers that forgot to notice us. I didn't talk to him much after that. And it's like part of me agrees, but I didn't want to be another person that would screw over other people. You know, those were the people we knew were the monsters all along. And now he was going to do the same thing by force or something. I just really hope he doesn't show up one day and do something. And I hope that it doesn't get worse since I stopped talking to him.
人们需要彼此，人们需要社区，我们不必彼此相爱。我认为那是我们自欺欺人的谎言，但是我们确实需要彼此。如果只是为了证明我们真的还活着，这个地方、这个国家、这个城市的隔离，尤其是过去的一年，感觉就像是在做梦。一个与这些围墙内的人们共同的梦。我的孩子们，他们没有更好的了解。他们想见他们的朋友，他们需要见他们的朋友。但相反的，他们只能跟彼此玩。我会尽我的全力给他们我所能提供的，但是我无法为他们做好准备，使他们意识到他们已经失去了宝贵的时间，在人生宝贵的阶段，而这些是他们永远都拿不回来的。人们争论这是谁的错，他们每天互相指责，他们指责我，或者也许我指责我。但是事实是，我和这里所有的人一样， 只是想坚持下去。我不想一直感受这种罪恶感，好像我做错了什么。我只是一个想保护自己孩子的母亲，就像任何母亲一样。但是像任何母亲一样，我只是一个人。有些日子我会感觉很好，我觉得我是一个更好的人，在那些日子里。但是其他日子我感到难受、疲倦、疲惫。在那些日子里，我可能没有付出太多，但是这里有些事情就是我没有办法给予的。他们说，这需要一个村庄，我们都沦为多么小的村庄。我们中的所有人都有力量，再次建造超过这些隔离墙的所有东西。我认为我们都需要再次在操场上玩。
Listen, the last stroke of death's noon has struck. The plague has come, a gnashing madman said, and lay him down straightway upon his bed. His right hands did at the linen pluck, then all is over with a careless chuck. Among his fellows he is cast, how sped, his spirit matters little, many dead. Make men hard-hearted and place him on the truck. Go forth into the burial ground and find room at so much, a pitfall for so many. One thing is to be done, one thing is clear. Keep thou back from the hot, unwholesome wind, that infect not thee. Say, is there any who mourneth for the multitude dead here? I really like that poem right now. I don't think people are really mourning enough yet. Maybe they'll come around. I think we all need it. You know, it's the little things that you don't realize that you're missing when you're walking around in that haze, to and from the hospital, to and from the funerals. When it rains, it really drenches everything, blending, bleeding things together. I don't want to be distant. I want to be present. I want to feel more. What if I don't know how to mourn properly? What if none of us do? I take it back. I feel plenty. It's just, I don't want to show it. But what happens when no one shows it? What if we're all lying to one another all of the time?
Listen, this ain't a sad tale. I swear it isn't. It's cautionary. Like the warning of red tape and yellow lights. I plead to all of my fellow siblings of the alphabet community to never fuck with those who carry the burden of shame. Because like the plague, that shit will grab a hold of you and kill you quicker than any disease. Because before him, that man, this thing, before the shame, before the bullshit, I was in my Buffy Summers era. Vanity and I were like kin. I was healthy, beautiful, and thriving. Had my little projects and small cult followings at school. I was traveling, absorbing culture. I did my little drugs. I was a trailblazer. All things were possible. So I picked the quintessential hobby of vanity. I had an image in my mind that bloomed to fruit. I was Nelly Furtado, sitting on my stoop, playing something beautiful. And then he appeared, ushered in by the distinct sounds of skateboard wheels on sidewalks. And ladies, y'all know that's a danger. He asked how long I've been playing for. My lips wouldn't shake open. He asked if I smoke. Smoke what? I replied, because in Pomona it ain't no easy answer. Mary, he said. So, like Eve, I picked an apple off the tree and I packed it. We did our thing. We talked, we shared, we lived close. It was a dream. Until his father called. I watched him lie about where he was and who he was. I ignored it. The shame. I shouldn't have, but I did. I was gonna prop up that dream until it broke into pieces.
Everyone has a routine. I used to wake up in the morning to my terrible alarm. I hit snooze 3 times. I go to the bathroom, wash my face, brush my teeth, get ready for the day. Jump in the car and blast some Blink-182. Get to my doctor's appointment about 15 minutes early. The lady behind the counter, she looked annoyed, so I try to be cheerful with her. Only seemed to make it worse. Doctor comes in, asks me how I'm doing. I say fine. I mean, after all, it's just a checkup. Appointment over. I meet a friend for lunch. We go shopping. I go home and go to bed. Everyone has a routine. But now, my routine's a little bit different. In the mornings, I don't hit snooze. I go straight for the mirror to check my face muscles. Left side still moves. Right side still moves. Okay, good. I wash my face and I put on my healthy person smile so no one asks me how I'm feeling. I jump in my car and I blast some Blink-182. Not because they're my favorite, which they are, but because in 6 months I probably won't be able to hear them at all. You see, today I have another doctor's appointment. Today, I'm going to get poison streamed into my body to shrink what's growing inside of me. To shrink what the doctors called dumb luck. Not genetic, just unlucky, I guess. Something growing inside of my body that no one else can see. I don't want them to see. I don't want them to ask, "How are you?" Because we have this built-in politeness that prevents me from answering honestly. I'm terrible. It's growing all the time and there's not much I can do about it. But accept a future without sound, without sight. But I'm still here, still present, a person just like you.
I know I've got privileges. I know I'm lucky, but it's hard to watch your family ripping apart at the seams. It's hard to see my parents disappear into social media and television news. And I've got to recognize my own ignorance too. God, it's hard. But I have to be better than them. You know, the other day, a friend of mine in school, incidentally a friend that my parents certainly would not let me bring home for reasons that embarrassed me to my core. They said to me, "Your parents have probably made progress that you can't see, but they're miles away from where you could be." And I thought, that's a good friend right there. You know, my parents don't know everything. Neither did theirs. But they think they do. So maybe I'll focus on the humility that they lack. You know, deep down, I know that's a good start right there. I'll listen to others rather than argue. I don't want to feel guilty anymore. But they passed some of that guilt right on down the line. And now I've got to shoulder it and make sure it doesn't shrink me down into nothing but a bitter shell. Not me. They taught me better than that. even though they couldn't do it themselves.
Looking at you right now, part of me just wants to tell you to fuck right off, just so I can see the self-righteous shock of it all. And just to be clear, it's not that I don't think some people still need to be pushed right off their high horse whenever possible. But I think I'm starting to realize the difference between I'm using the most cynical part of myself and doing things that might actually help. I really do think that friend of mine was right. Things need to change. Badly. Like, real bad. But I really hope he doesn't just see me as another asshole that doesn't listen anymore. I get that he needs help. And I think I needed to separate myself for myself. But maybe I should still reach out before he becomes a monster. Maybe he already is. But maybe I should still reach out. There are so many things in this place. This black hole of culture that trains us to be delusional about the truths right under our noses. But sometimes we gotta face that darkness. Look at it. Get to know it. Laugh with it. Make friends with it. Be friends with it to change it. I don't know what I'm saying. Words are words. I'm not sure if they're enough to really understand. But we're gonna all go down in flames if we don't hold hands with those of us closest to the darkness and do everything we can to pull them out. There. I'm done. Now, you can fuck right off, but then, go reach out to someone that needs it.
I'm so sick of sad stories. I see so much social justice, posturing, and talk, and even some action, but I'm starting to feel like the past has become my personal responsibility. Like all the things I have dealt with throughout my life are now my responsibility to change. As though I have to give up the rest of my days to a cause rather than just enjoy my short time walking through this life. But the truth is, this country is built on the foundation of not accepting who I am. I have no choice but find a way to stand up while not forgetting the person behind the protest sign. I am not an equity statistic, and I wish I had something more hopeful to say. And this might sound like an unpopular opinion, but this is going to take some sacrifice by everyone. Even those with the advantages. No, especially those with the advantages. So that's what I'm going to do. That's where I'll start. Maybe tomorrow when I clock into work to pay for my education, I'll tell my coworker why her comments sting so much. And just hope I don't have to go job hunting soon after for speaking my mind, like she does, every day. And I'll keep saying what I have to say. Because I've got nothing to be ashamed of. And they're gonna hear it.
So many people have said that we made ourselves miserable by caring about the wrong things in this world. That's we're greedy. That we think only of ourselves. That we don't take care of one another anymore. And all of that may be true. But somewhere, inside all of us, there's a knowledge, a wisdom that tells us that we do need one another. And there's no exception to the rule. People need each other, even when we think we don't. And every day, we are pushed apart by those that benefit from our separation. We forget a little bit about what gives us the peace we all need. I'm ready. I'm ready to invite everyone I know to join me on a piece of land that no one owns. It's a place we can be alive and present together. To listen to each other. To listen to the wind passing through the trees together. I will hear my children laugh as they play, as they fight, as they live in the presence of each other again. I'm ready.
I've known 3 people, all pretty close to me, that have died in the last year. It's like the stress and trauma of this year seeped in through the cracks and taken everyone that didn't already have a wealth of defenses at their disposal. We've lost some of the best people, so it's like a heaviness that has yet to be lifted, and those people need to be mourned and celebrated. And I have hope that if we speak their names, refuse to forget them, forget what happened to all of us, forget the things that we realized, and that we'll all be better off in the end. There was a sacrifice, a big one, and we need to stop wondering if the gods will be pleased. We need to take care of each other instead. So I'm going to start by taking better care of myself and those I truly care about. I'm going to be present. I'm going to accept this pain, this grief, this sorrow. It's a part of me now, and that's okay.
Every second that I was surrounded by this man's presence, I could feel my skin moving and shifting as if our auras were rubbing together and dancing. He was Puerto Rican, had a job, and a kid. My homemaker fantasy of I Love Lucy played out right in front of me. We would go to work and then come home and cook together, teach his kid how to read. We even nurtured him back to health during that cool month of November. It was 2 months of bliss before I had acknowledged the pattern. Everything was perfect, but behind walls, never beyond the front yard. He lifted me up, but only in our dollhouse. So then one day, I decided to push our dream out into public. I asked him to go get drinks. Something in him shifted, a possession. Maybe the thought of my drunken, lusty, willing form persuaded him beyond his rigidity. But the moment we got in that car, though being seated right beside me, he moved further and further away, never to return. I remember that mile-long ride, feeling like a desperate drive from the beach to Hemet. He didn't speak to me once. He parked in the farthest corner of the parking lot. And once the car was stopped, he was out before I could get my seatbelt off. He left me his dirty little secret and his shame behind. I just couldn't no more, so I got up and I left. I walked home. He wouldn't pick up the phone, so I stopped calling. And then I got sick. Just like his kid. Because of his kid. And then I was alone. That's it. I said it wasn't a sad story because it isn't. I'm healthy again. His shame is a sickness that won't heal. And I have healed. I will not do that to myself again. I will not participate in lies. I am whole again.